The flashy electrically operated door handles on a Tesla may look cool as they glide in and out, but they are putting the vehicle occupants at considerable risk. A string of lawsuits over the past few years have focused attention on the door releases, which have frequently prevented first responders gaining access in the event of an accident. Unlike most cars, Teslas have no mechanical linkage between the handle and the door latch, and so in the event of a crash, the passengers inside the vehicle must rely on firstly, still being conscious, and secondly, being able to remember the location of and then find the manual door releases, all while potentially trying to escape from a raging lithium-ion battery fire. It's no wonder that the lawsuits are piling up at Tesla HQ. Welcome back to MGUY, British engineer and lawyer turned Sydney YouTuber. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and make sure you click that subscribe button down below and enable all notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. It's all completely free. And if you'd like to support this channel, head over to my store where you can purchase some cool anti-EV merch. More information at the end of this video, or alternatively you can chip in a small donation at Buy Me a Coffee. Links to both are in the description, or you can scan the QR codes on screen. Look, I know that this isn't specifically an EV issue, but it's the iPad on wheels mentality of EV manufacturers, led by Tesla, that has pushed everything to go electronic, including the door handles. I believe you need to use the screen or a voice command to even open the glove compartment in a Tesla. If the screen is dead, the door won't be opening, and I don't believe there's even a manual release for that. Okay, no big deal if you can't access your sunglasses. But when we're talking about the main passenger doors, that's a whole other story. When things are going well, the handles are smooth and futuristic. But if things turn bad, these same handles may condemn the passengers to a fiery end. Bloomberg, not a publication known for its skepticism of electric cars, has a long article about the risks that these handles pose and how the regulations are failing to catch up. We'll look at that story in a minute, but it's been prompted by the latest legal action against Tesla relating to doors failing to open. Tesla sued after electronic door handles trap passengers in fiery crash. Tesla, the leader in electric vehicles, is under scrutiny again due to a potentially hazardous flaw in its electronic door handles. On Thursday, Clean Technica, citing a Bloomberg report, revealed a harrowing incident involving a Tesla Model Y. In 2023, the vehicle collided with a utility pole and its electronic door handles failed to function, trapping passengers inside. The rescue delay resulted in severe injuries from burns and smoke inhalation to the occupants. Consequently, a husband has filed a lawsuit against Tesla on behalf of his injured wife. The incident exposes a critical safety design flaw in Tesla's vehicles. During a collision or power loss, the electronic door handles become inoperable, potentially leaving passengers trapped in life-threatening situations. Industry experts have criticised the automaker, stating that while Tesla champions innovation, it appears to have overlooked fundamental safety design principles. The incident has reignited the debate surrounding Tesla's electronic door design. Passengers were unable to escape until first responders arrived on the scene, resulting in the wife's hospitalisation due to burns and smoke inhalation. And Bloomberg takes a deep dive into the issue with a pretty blunt headline: Tesla's dangerous doors. When Teslas lose power, crashes can turn into deadly races against time. Max Walsh spotted the plume of smoke just as an emergency alert flashed on his smartwatch: vehicle fire with entrapment. Less than a minute later, the off-duty firefighter pulled up to a busy intersection in Northern Virginia, where a Tesla Model Y lay crumpled and aflame against a utility pole. Having responded to electric vehicle fires before, Walsh knew what he was up against: electrically powered doors that may not function after a crash, manual releases that can be hard to find, and battery cells that burn more intensely than gasoline. Every second mattered. He sprinted to the SUV. The driver's door wouldn't open, but the window was cracked. Walsh smashed it with his bare hands and reached inside, burning himself in the process. I'm trying to open the door and it's like, what the hell, where is the backup thing? Unable to find the mechanical release, he and a friend pulled the dazed driver, Venkateswara Pasumati, up and out through the window frame. Who else is in the car? Walsh yelled. Pasumati managed one word: wife. Susmita Maddy was pinned by airbags in the passenger seat, flames entering the cabin, the car's electrical system dead, the doors not opening. Bystanders pounded on the glass as the smoke thickened. By the time rescuers arrived with hydraulic cutters, Maddie had inhaled enough fumes to do lasting damage to her lungs and suffered third-degree burns to her face. It's the most horrible thing to see a human burning, Walsh said in a recent interview recounting the December 2023 crash. If I was able to open the doors, I could have gotten them both out before the fire department even got there. But whereas Teslas fare well in government-administered crash tests, certain hallmarks of its vehicles, flush door handles, electrical power, mechanical releases, are flummoxing occupants and first responders. This can turn moments after crashes into deadly races against time. And to make matters worse, it's not as if Tesla's interior manual door releases are in consistent locations. Where Tesla places manual releases differs by model. In the Model S, for example, manual release cables are located under the carpet, below the front of the rear seats. The company spells out where the releases are and how to use them in owner's manuals, and in the last few years has ensured that occupants in the second row have a way to open doors with no power. Some earlier iterations of Tesla's top-selling vehicles lack manual releases for the rear doors, manuals show. This was the case for the Model 3 from the sedan's introduction in 2017 through the 2023 model year. The company also says that not all Model Ys were equipped with manual releases for the rear doors from 2020 through the 2024 model year, a period when the SUV ranked among the best-selling vehicles in the world. Hidden under the carpet. What are the chances of finding that in an emergency? And that's assuming that the occupants are capable of finding and operating a manual door release. It's no help if the handles on the outside are still firmly sucked in. The only option is to break the windows, if you can, and even if you're not in a crash, the low-voltage battery can fail and you're in a similar predicament. When you lose 12-volt power, there's no way to get out unless you know or understand how to reach for that emergency latch, says Randy Schmitz, a Calgary firefighter who chairs the Alberta Vehicle Extrication Association. This issue can be especially acute when there are people with disabilities, pets, young children, or elderly passengers in the car. Last Halloween, Dakota Knox buckled her daughter into her car seat in the family's Model 3 and closed the door. Salem, who was wearing a lime green Tinkerbell costume, was about 18 months old at the time. As Knox and her husband went to get into the front seats, the car doors wouldn't open. We shut the door and a millisecond later the 12-volt battery died, Knox says in an interview. Her daughter was stuck. Knox called 911 and while the police quickly responded, they didn't know how to open the doors either. They were nervous that breaking the glass could send shards flying into the toddler's eyes or mouth. Salem was hyperventilating, crying, screaming. She didn't understand why there were strangers looking in the windows, why we weren't just opening the door. Knox called Tesla, which, she says, initially quoted a 6 to 8 hour wait for a tow truck. While the company managed to dispatch someone sooner, she said the tow truck driver then offered to pull the vehicle with Salem still in it. Knox, her husband, and the first responders turned to Google and YouTube for information about where Tesla's emergency releases are and how to use them. The police ended up snaking a lockout tool through the backseat window, which was cracked open, toward the driver's door release and opened it. Roughly 2 hours after being trapped, they managed to break Salem free. The rest of the article is worth a read, and you'll find the links to this and the earlier article in the description. Call me old-fashioned, but you'd think that being able to enter and exit easily, even if the occupants were incapacitated, would be the most basic safety requirement of a motor vehicle, but apparently not. It's a classic case of style over substance, where something looks cool and high-tech, but is actually a massive safety risk. We've already seen many deaths and injuries that are alleged to have been caused by these door releases, and plenty of lawsuits. Yet there are still thousands of Teslas on the road with these very handles, including many being used for rideshare purposes. How many occupants, or worse still Uber passengers, would even know, let alone be able to recall in an instant, where the emergency door releases were if the worst were to happen? If you'd like to support this channel and display your anti-EV credentials to your Tesla-owning neighbours at the same time, why not buy some awesome MGUY merchandise, like this mug, this baseball cap, or this t-shirt. Each high-quality item sports the MGUY No EV sign, and they're all made to order, perfect for irritating the hell out of your local EV zealots. Visit store.mguy.tv or click the link in the description to check out the full range of products. And of course, you can always just buy me a coffee. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. Thanks very much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any tips or stories, go there. If you'd like to watch another video, go there. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, go there. And please subscribe to the channel.